Hey guys, Romie here. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be talking about the BET Awards. I almost call it the BET experience. So this is my quick recap for the BET Awards for 2016. As we know, it started off with all of us getting in formation because Beyonce popped up. Now, 2 hours prior, we saw all of these pictures coming out saying that her crew was there. And we're like, why are her dancers there? This doesn't make any sense. We know Beyonce isn't supposed to be there. We thought there was supposed to be some type of rift between Beyonce and BET for all the shenanigans they've been doing. But I guess not. Beyonce was like, you know what? We're going to be supporting a lot of pro-black movements tonight, so I'm definitely going to be there. And yes, Beyonce does have a show in London, but there is a time difference, people, and we know Beyonce's a perfectionist, so her version of missing something is having like a full day to rehearse. I mean, let's just be real about it. So there goes that. But her performing with Kendrick Lamar, it was hilarious because when I actually went and I was thinking about it, I was like, Lord Jesus, Beyonce isn't going to be here, but if she was, she would perform Freedom and Kendrick Lamar would be there. I don't know why, because I just felt like tonight they were really going to promote black, you know, uplifting, breaking off chains. That's the type of vibe that I honestly got off of the BET Awards promotion. So I was like, if Beyonce's gonna go there, she can't do Formation. She has to do something that's really like out of pocket. And Freedom really would, that's the type of platform that you do a song like Freedom, because it will touch so many people. And for those who thought that the song was, the performance wasn't Beyonce's usual, it's not. Of course it's not. I don't think we're going to get the usual 8 count from Beyonce anymore. I think she's going to do some more meaningful stuff, however you want to take that. And Freedom is definitely meaningful, but the performance is great. I mean, I love that song, gets me hyped, so I don't understand how other people can't feel the same way. Whatever. Anyway, so we have Tracee Ellis Ross and we have Anthony Anderson. They're the two hosts this year again, and they're reenacting Hamilton. The thing about that is, I overall enjoyed it, but I was trying to figure out why the hell I felt like things were going really long, and then I had to realize Beyonce just took the center stage. She had water in her stage, so they had to go and clear all of that and make sure everything was wiped down, wet, and done before other people could perform. So they were probably being told in their ear monitors that they had to go and use as much time as possible. They had to drag it out as possible. I personally feel like Anthony Anderson and Tracee Ellis Ross are funny. I know a lot of people feel like they're corny. I'm okay with corny. Corny is okay. They are funny enough. Again, the BET Awards have been trying to play it a little bit safe. This year, I feel like they are going the right direction. The production values have definitely been raised. And I like the Hamilton skit. Anthony Hamilton actually coming out was an interesting little twist. At that point, I was getting tired of it, so we move on from that. And that's when we get to Taraji P. Henson. I was like, oh, look at Cookie over there. Look at Cookie. Now, Taraji, we love you. The beginning of your Lemonade skit was cute, but I was thinking to myself, you know what? A lot of people are right. Maybe Tracee Ellis Ross and all that stuff, they didn't need to do their skit there. I know they had to do it to waste time. I mean, to break up time so that they can clear the center stage. But I felt like that monologue, the monologues weren't, no. And then when, for best group, I'm like, wait a minute. Ray Shremmerd and the Internets, they're the only two that are groups. Everyone else are collaborations. At least that's how I saw it. They don't have official names. I agree with Charlemagne. That's what I was wondering. How can Drake in Future... okay, alright, whatever. But Tinashe, I was like, look at Tinashe all grown up. I really appreciated Tinashe. I really did. And shout out to BET actually listening to us when we said we want the music acts that you put on in between commercial breaks to actually have a moment to go and really perform. We actually see it because a lot of times they're better. And let me not say better, but their focus is they're going to show their best foot. A lot of these artists they're going to play their song, they're going to go up there, and it is what it is almost. That's how it feels like, at least to us, the viewers. So when you have these like basically Music Matters people who go and perform, they're the ones that are usually, again, taken very seriously, and their vocals are 10 or whatever they're doing is just amazing. So Bibi, BBB, that's what I'm gonna call her. She was the first one to go, and she had an amazing tone. So shout out to her for that. I don't know the song. I'm not gonna pretend like I remember the song, but shout out to her for that. Bryson Tiller won twice for the BET Awards. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm not even going to pretend like I've ever seen a music video of his. I'm not even going to pretend like I knew what he looked like until tonight. He seems very relaxed. He seems like a very plain Jane version of The Weeknd. Not vocally, but just that chill, laid back. I know a lot of people like that. A lot of people are into that, especially crossover. He definitely has crossover appeal because mainstream America kind of loves that type of vibe. So shout out to him for that. That was his first award. And I mean, look, someone get designer. Someone get designer. One side of me was like, at least he has energy performing Panda. But shout out to his hype man, because his hype man was actually doing most of the work. But okay. Yeah, but he was just excited. He was happy. I was a little afraid of him because everyone, all the mature people in the audience looked a little scared. They're like, Lord Jesus, don't come near me. What are you doing? What? No, what did I do? That's the type of vibe that they were giving off. And it was funny. It was really funny. Shout out to Karuchi. Just shout out to her. She looked cute. Oh, shout out to Dave Chappelle. He put on some weight and it looks good on him. You know, some people, they put on some weight and you're like, what happened? But for him, I was surprised they put him out for the first Prince tribute to be the moderator. And people were still kind of laughing because I feel like they were expecting something funny to come out of his mouth. I don't know if anyone caught that. But then we have, of course, Erykah Badu. Oh, excuse me. Erykah Badu, she's performing. She's the first tribute performer. And I don't know if she was nervous. I don't know if she was really emotional because of who the performance was for. And she was performing with the Roots. And she did okay, but I felt like for Erykah Badu, it felt subdued. I don't know if that was the vibe she was trying to give off. But shout out to, what's his name? Bobo? I'm not trying to be funny. But you know, the guy that looked like he was in his evening wear, but without the sleeves and the braids. And I was like, shout out to him. His performance actually felt like it was a Prince tribute. Look, that's not being shady, that's being honest. His performance actually felt like a Prince tribute. He got on the floor, he was borderline humping the floor, he was borderline, you know, molesting the mic. He was doing a lot. Shout out to the kids of Blackish because they were there to represent. And I still can't get that imagery of when Anthony Anderson actually went and anyway, so the next performance is all the way up. You know, that's with Fat Joe, with French, what's his name? French Montana, Remy Ma, and look, I really wanted Jay-Z to come up, but I'm like, wait a minute, we don't see Beyonce, so Beyonce must have jetted out of there by now. Shout out to Remy Ma. She looks, well, she always looks good. Most look like, oh, Rent Papoose, you lucky man. And then after that performance, because of course Remy Ma, as we expected, stole the show for that performance, we had the cast of, what is it, New Edition? So shout out to them because this movie looks like it's definitely going to be interesting. I think they casted really well. They have good vocalists. And of course, while they have Hakeem up there, and clearly he got the haircut part of the show, whatever. So did Jamal. I mean, so did Jussie. But Taraji P. Henson won for Best Actress. And some people weren't really feeling that, but people need to understand that it's about all due time. Yes, it's because of her role on Empire and Cookie. But Taraji P. Henson has had a lot of, you know, roles where she should have gotten nominated, or even if she got nominated, should have won, in our opinion, just as far as talent and all of that, and performance, and she didn't. So people should just let it be. Of course, people like Viola Davis, she's going to continue to get awards because she plays a little bit more serious roles, but Cookie is a very complex character. Shout out to, what's his name, Miles Brown, you know, the little kid, the twin from Blackish. It was funny because he took a while to go and, you know, say who the award, sports awards was for. Of course, for the males, females, it was Serena. For the males, it was Steph Curry. Now, I'm assuming this was chosen before the results of the final. We have Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys wanted to show how much of an artiste she is. And I'm thinking to myself, the song that I actually like from her, she has the audacity to go and slow it down to the point where I'm like, okay, are you going to eventually pick it up? Are you eventually going to pick it up? Because she had, you know, the drum sound. She had everything you could imagine on that stage. And at the very end, like everyone else, I was upset that she went. I'm like, wait a minute, Alicia Keys. Your performance wasn't like that for you to go and flip the, what is it called? Flip the board or the monitor, whatever it was. Because it was cool. It was cool. I guess she was trying to get a vibey. We don't want vibey. We want entertainment. We want energy. It's 8, 9, 10 p.m. We can't do vibey. That's going to put us to sleep. So after that, we have Stevie Wonder, of course, and Tori Kelly. Now, people didn't realize that Stevie Wonder was actually, and shout out to Thick Chick Vlogs, because while watching her video, I remembered, because I thought it was just in my head, but it wasn't. Stevie Wonder was messing up the songs. He was messing up the lyrics. And Tori Kelly, you know, once he started to do that, she kept looking at him, and she went from love to love, and I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? But eventually she did go over, and I'm assuming that Stevie was just so overwhelmed with emotion, and, you know, in the moment and with his people. So, but that's what happened. That's why things went left. That's why things went sour during their performance. But shout out to Jennifer Hudson, because we thought that Jennifer Hudson, we were like, the overall scare is always, is she going to oversing? She sang Purple Rain. We're always afraid, is she going to oversing? Is she going to overdo it? Like, what's going on? What's really good? No, she was needed. She brought that energy back up. She took us to church, and we were like, pray some every day. Woo! Purple Rain. I'm like, thank you, J Hud. Thank you. So after, I mean, she killed it vocally. She killed it. I don't care what anyone says. Of course, she has a big, powerful, rich voice, and maybe that isn't what Purple Rain. It doesn't matter. It's a tribute, people. Come on now. Anyway, we have again the two hosts talking, and it really was borderline irrelevant. It really was borderline irrelevant. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm being very serious. And shout out to Tina Knowles, because actually she's not Tina Knowles anymore. Shout out to Beyonce's mother, because she went up there, and of course they were happy because they haven't seen Beyonce's mother in a long time, and she was just talking about her daughter and how she's very appreciative, and she actually wanted the plane as soon as the performance was over to go and perform, to go to London. And we know there's a time difference, and LA is already 3 hours behind, so it's going to take her a moment to get there. We understood that. We really did. We really did. But I must say, it was nice to hear from her. And for the people who are trying to clown her because they're like, oh, clearly we get where Beyonce doesn't get, where Beyonce gets her presentation skills or just speaking skills from. I'm like, wow, because Beyonce is so great at so many things, that one of the few things that she's not great at, that's, wow, okay. Yeah, I understand how it is. Shout out to Beyonce's new signees, a part of her Parkwood Entertainment. The girls that you saw, I believe they're sisters. Yeah, they look just alike. They're sisters. They're actually from YouTube, and their name's escaping me right now. But they're actually from YouTube, and at first, like everyone else, I was like, okay, this song seems kind of mature from them. Not for their voices, because their voices match perfectly, but just this, like, looking at them, and it was slower, and we're like, okay, this is cute, this is cool, this is nice. But then they picked it up. As soon as when the other one started to rap, I was like, okay. And then you heard the bass, then you heard the instrumentation. I have to go and download that song. Download as in through Tidal. I'm not getting it illegally, people. But yeah, shout out to them, because that was cool. That was a nice surprise. I was like, okay, that's how you do it. I mean, they put most of the people who were there, they put their vocals to shame. So shout out to them. And Bryson Tiller performed again. I wasn't really interested in that. I felt like I was watching The Weeknd Part 2, but with less energy. Like, what? But shout out to him. Shout out to him. He has a huge following. He's definitely going to be big. I definitely see it. He doesn't seem caught up in all of the shenanigans. So shout out to him. But, yeah. So we're going to get past that. When is Being Mary Jane going to come back on? Because that's my show. I need that show to come back on in my life. I need it to come back on soon. Someone else won another award, and that's great. Oh. Gosh. I felt so bad when Muhammad Ali's daughter Layla Ali went and she did the tribute to her father, and you could tell because it's still very fresh. She just looked like she wanted to cry. It was like, why am I here? But I need to be here. And they're like, be strong, girl, be strong. If you start crying, we're all going to start crying. That, you know, that's just how it works. We don't like to see people cry, especially women. So we have Maxwell, who while he was singing, I thought it was the only one. I'm glad I'm not. Where I heard him, like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know Maxwell can sing. What's going on here? Is he nervous? Is it the ear monitors? Because you have to remember, sometimes those go out of tune. But he got it together quickly because he's a professional. And you couldn't tell him anything. Once he started to sing that Prince song, his own song was okay. That Prince song was like, ooh. Oh, okay. Now, again, throughout this whole thing, Tracy Ellis Ross and Anthony Anderson, they were cool. Deborah Lee, shout out to you. This was a good BET Awards. It really was. But I'm trying to figure out, why is Deborah Lee always so nervous and scared to go up there and to talk? I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm like, you're an executive. I would think you'd have to do this for a living. You can be nervous, but they teach you how not to look nervous. But, so there's that. Now, Jesse Williams. He's from Grey's Anatomy. Yeah. I did not know how much of an activist he is because he got the Humanitarian Award or Humanitarianism Award. Shout out to him because his speech was amazing. His speech got everyone on their feet because he was not playing around. He was just like, Black lives do matter. We have to get this gun control. We need to also invest in our own businesses. We need to stop letting people tell us that, you know, because you're black, you're just complaining and that your problems aren't really problems. How is someone that's not a part of your community not trying to understand where you're coming from is able to say your problems aren't really problems? I mean, he went down the list. Shout out to him because he did the dang. Shout out to him. Oh yeah, and shout out to Fantasia. I can't believe people are like, oh my gosh, she did so well reading. Like, stop it. Can we get some maturity in here? Now, Future performed, and I'm thinking to myself, we just had Designer, who sounds like a young version of you. Now, Designer was all over the place. He was terrifying us, but he was all over the place. What are you doing? Jussie Smollett cut off his hair again. I don't know if it's because of Empire or if it's another role that he's doing or movie possibly, but oh yeah, Anderson .Paak. I love the live instrumentation. I love the musician side of him. I don't know if it's just him. I don't know if it's his whole entire group. I don't know really much about him, but I've heard a couple of his songs or his group songs, and I like it. I really do. I have to go and listen to the album because I think I even downloaded the album, but I just haven't listened to it yet. So I have to go and put some more focus on that. And again, shout out to BET for actually giving these people a chance for us to hear their full performance. Janelle Monáe had one of the best Prince tributes, period, because Janelle Monáe focused on vocally, she was cool, but actually moving and getting down, 100% she was all there. Remember, Janelle Monáe is actually one of Prince's proteges, one of Prince's very few proteges. Shout out to Nat Turner, because we definitely have to go to the movies and support that movie, that film. We must. And Samuel L. Jackson was the next person to be honored. Well, you know, by my accounts. And I didn't know Samuel L. Jackson went to rehab. I didn't know. He was just like, yeah, things got rough. First portfolio as far as acting is concerned. But he usually plays the villain. He usually plays the bad guy. I have noticed that. He usually doesn't play the just nice, cool, la 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 type. Which I can appreciate because those aren't memorable. Let's be real. And as a black person, to be able to be loved even if you're playing a character that is hated, that's powerful. And shout out to him because again, he was also like, we need to do better. We need to do better because this isn't working. What's currently going on, it's not working. Have to put your best foot forward. Oh, Usher's performance, something must have been wrong. Either the microphone or Usher, but we know Usher has that whole thing of he is a true performer, so he hates the whole concept of lip singing. So because of that, it just makes Usher, we know you can sing. Please just let the backing track do the work because you're actually dancing. You're doing a real 8 count. Why DJ? And after that, then you have Beyonce winning Video of the Year. And of course that was to be expected, but Tina Knowles came back up again, and of course she mentioned about how thanking the fans for supporting her ever since she was, 15, 16 years old, but also to give people their flowers while they're still here. And that was a great point because, we're doing this tribute, we're showing love and all that to someone like Prince, for example, after he's dead. Now, thankfully, they already did the Prince tribute a couple of years prior, but just in general, there's so many people who were losing and very quick at such young ages, and we do need to continue to show them the love and support while they're still here. Sheila E., she was the right person to close down the show because she brought the energy right back up. I mean, she was from the singing to the instrumentation, from hitting the drums to she was sliding on the floor. I'm like, Lord, please don't let her fall. Please don't let her fall for real. But she did it. She did it. Everyone was standing on their head. I did not know the songs because, of course, Prince wrote those songs for her. I did not know the songs, but I knew them by the time those performances were over because she was just that good. I was just like, wow, this is what performances used to be. I miss that. Now we just have or so yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's how the show ended. And apparently on the after show, DJ Khaled was again taking over and doing him. And apparently Ray J, before the show began, was acting a plumb fool. People were like, what is he on? But all of that doesn't matter because the show was great. Shout out to BET. They did deliver. They truly did deliver. I know that we're hard on them a lot of times, but they did deliver. So, shout out to them for that.